Now, I'm really excited to have in the room Hans Jacoby, who's become a good friend and also a mentor in the area of information marketing. And he's going to share with you his story about what he's been able to achieve. And also, he's one of the featured authors in this book, Secrets of Property Millionaires Exposed. That's how I met him. And I've seen what he's done, and he'll tell you his story. Amazing. So I'm going to pass it over to Hans for a couple of minutes. Let's make him feel very, very welcome.
Thanks, Dale. My niche is personal finance and in particular real estate investing. Anybody here think real estate is a good deal to be in? Yes, absolutely. Everybody needs a house to live in, right? Yeah. Okay. So if you want to know more about some of the books that we have and some of the publishing, grab yourself a copy of the catalogue out there and you'll learn about some authors that really do make money in publishing. We generate revenues in the 7 figures every year. We've got a database of 40,000 people. And I think one of the things that you really want to be aware of is that you've got to earn the right. One of the things that I really, really respect about Dale is that he's earned the right to be here. He's earned the right to be here because of the way he does things. He's been very, very successful with these books. And when he first approached me to write for his book, one of his books, the package that I received was very professionally done. He respected my time. Immediately when I opened up the package, Dale, everything was in there to the point that he actually gave me a biro to fill in the paperwork to send back to him. You know what? I was up on Hamilton Island. I think I was celebrating my wedding anniversary. And I took my laptop up there and wrote the content for his book. Okay? Because he made it easy for me to do. So you've got to earn the right. Doesn't matter what it is that you do, you've got to earn the right. And if you're not willing to put in that time to make that happen, then you can't expect the success that someone like Dale has enjoyed. Okay, let's go on. My first experience was that I spent a little bit of time selling real estate and I found that there were a few shonks in the industry. Has anyone found that? Yeah, absolutely. When I found out that the company that I was working with had different ethical practices to ones that I have, I decided there and then that it was time to get out. I left that day, had no idea what I was going to do, drove home and I thought, hang on, what I really need to do is educate people about how not to get caught by the sharks. How to do it themselves so that they don't fall prey to these con men out there. So I went away and I produced this product called the Super Secrets to Wealth. It was a real estate investing course. I think I sold it at the time for about $400 and something. And I went ahead, I did all the good marketing things and told everybody about it and everything else. And the market told me a very important piece of information. They said, who the hell is Hans Jacoby? And what does he know about real estate? I said, okay, and why should I spend $400 with this guy? So I thought, okay, I've got to come up with a different solution. So what I did is I wrote a book, How to Be Rich and Happy on Your Income. Has anybody heard this book? Heard of this book before? Excellent, thank you. I did exactly what Dale was talking about earlier. I went and printed 100 copies of that book. Has anybody seen who gave me an endorsement? Or there are quite a number of people who gave me an endorsement, but a high-profile person in the finance area gave me an endorsement of that book, for that book. Anybody know who that is? Robert Kiyosaki. Has anybody here heard of Robert Kiyosaki? He sold a few books around the world, hasn't he? Would that be a good testimonial to have on your book? Yes, absolutely. Now don't go to sleep on me, guys. This means yes, okay? Okay. So what I did is I took a copy of that book, sent it across to Robert and said, look, I put my money where my mouth was. So I'd printed the book and sent it across. I asked him for a testimonial. Not only did I ask for a testimonial, but I asked for a picture. I think that's very, very important. If you can put pictures in, and somebody asked the question earlier, is it better to have cartoons or pictures on your book? Okay. What Dale has done here, he said, these are the experts in those fields. It's possible that people that look through the bookstores might recognize those names. So is it more important to have someone else's picture in that case on your book than your own? Yeah? Okay. So I had trouble selling the product. I then produced the book. Once I'd produced the book, I'd earned the right to sell them something else. Like Brad Sugars. You start off with a small product, sell them something bigger. I then turned that $20 book into a $3,500 product by packaging it into a huge product, which now has become the Super Secrets to Real Estate Wealth course. And we are probably one of the most successful marketers of a high-ticket item on the internet in Australia today. And this is the product. I think a number of people here have said they get my emails. Anybody in that case? Yeah, thank you. So my information is going out constantly, and I can tell you it all started with a book. Now there's one thing I grabbed on the way out, and Dale said before, do you go to a publisher or do you publish a book yourself? And there was a difference in the commission. Do you remember what it was? If you get a book published somewhere else, how much commission? 10%. I've got a check here, and I encourage you all to do this. This was a check for my single biggest order, and the check was for $87,500. Would that bring a rush of blood to your head? Now, if you went through a publisher, how much of that $87,500 would I have got? $8,750, right? Would that excite me anywhere near as much as $87,500? No way! Did you think I got excited when I got this check? Yeah. You bet! Yes! So that's what you can do. Now, what's important about this is that I didn't see one single copy of this book, of this book for this check. I didn't handle a single copy of that book. All I had to do was send an email to my graphic artist, say, make these changes, send it down to my printer. The printer delivered the books to the customer, and the customer sent me the check. Yes! 87.5 grand. Publishing's great. Thanks, Dale.
Wow.